Hello everyone, welcome to Cabin Fever Crochet with me, Helene. I thank you all so much for being here as always, and today I am showing you a couple of Willow yarns from Hirschner's company that I picked up earlier this year and have started working with them. So in case you've looked at these online in their catalog, thought about getting them, I wanted to share with you my experience with them and what I think. And if you've worked with them, I'd love to know what you think and what kind of pieces that you have made also. So this is 100% cotton. This is a cotton blend. I will go over each one and then show you the different samples that I've made. Alright, so I am going to start with the Tranquility. This is an 87% cotton, 13% nylon, number 4 weight, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 229 yards, 210 meters. This is a very soft yarn, soft, squishy, cushy, and that little bit of nylon, the 13%, adds to the softness and gives it a nice slip when I'm working with it, and because of that also it makes it lighter weight. It was very easy to work with. I had no splitting, however I had to just be a little careful when joining when using a smaller hook. This recommends an H 5mm hook, and I tried from a size G, a 4mm, up to a J, a 6mm. For me, within that range, an I 5.5mm was the most comfortable for me. Good stitch definition, but more ease working with it, and it just gave a little bit more drape. The stitches were not as tight and compacted together. And this has kind of a fuzzy feeling to it, not like fuzzy in a halo, but more like fuzzy cotton ball, that soft, very nice texture. Because it's so lightly spun and that fuzziness, it's a little bit harder for me to tell of the construction. It's kind of like a chainette, but sort of like an I-cord too, almost a cross between the two. But it's very nice, and because of how it's lightly spun, it lofts up, and the finished piece appears thicker than I would have thought due to the amount of yardage, because 229 yards is typically a lighter number for it, and really pretty self-striping mottled colors. And some of the colors, as they change, they have little bits of each color as it goes into the next. You can see that more in this very pale of an orchid lilac color, where it has a little bits of the blue and almost turning a little lavender color, little bits of the green, and even tonal colors within the same shade, whereas the green is more tonal of the green. But then we go into this real soft butter yellow, and then that has bits of the green as well. And then the green on this one has bits of the yellow. So to me it's very interesting. I really like the changes, love how soft it is. And I only got the one cake to try. There is one visible knot, which has kind of disappeared on me, but it's pretty close to the surface. So I don't know what else might be lurking inside of this, but you know, when I see a knot right off the top, oh, there it is, always kind of makes me a little concerned and not particularly happy on that, especially in a smaller cake, but I know that does happen. And when I was working with this, it felt like that it might catch on itself, but it really never did. And it works up easily and it pulls out easily too. And so what I did here was, this is just double crochet, some V-stitches, and then this is all in the 5.5mm, and then I worked up 6 clusters 3 in the 5.5I and 3 in the 5mm H hook. And as you can see, there really is not much difference between the H and the I hook as far as stitch definition. This was just a little bit easier to work with, and this is more dense. And when I was joining, I had to be a little bit more careful with the smaller hook. So I'll just do a few chains so you can see how nicely it just really glides on the hook. The type of hook you have, you know, that always makes a difference. And then it comes out real easy too. So I was thinking, working with this, and due to everything that I said, the softness and the drape and all that, I think this would be really nice for a range of items, everything from home goods, accessories, hats, scarves, and even some garments. This might make a very lovely sweater. So I'm real pleased with it. Both yarns are made in China, and that's the only thing I'm not real happy about. Now here is the Tranquility. It's $5.99 per cake, and they have 6 colors. There's 6 in both of these 2 different yarns that I got. And I think they're all very pretty. Here's the Beach House, the one that I got. And then Garden Party, Muted Rose. This one's real fun, bright, Street Fair. And then a neutral, has a lot of greens in it, Pine Grove. And then Poppy Patch. Okay. So let's move on now to the Cumulus cotton, and this is 100% cotton. Very interesting yarn. It's a number 5 bulky weight, and you know, I haven't seen these too many at all. I think it's hard to find a nice, smooth, soft, squishy, cushy cotton that has an interesting way that it's twisted in a number 5 bulky. So it looks like you get a lot more than you actually do because it has that inside cardboard core like cotton thread does, and you only get, it's a 3.5 ounce 100 gram, but with only 71 yards. Yeah, that's it. But a little bit goes a long way, and it works up very quickly. And this recommends a J hook, 6mm. So these also come in 6 colors. This kind of a sagey green is showing up pretty true to color. This is rosemary, and this straw type color is called flax, and they look quite true online also. And these, as mentioned, come in 6 colors. Linen, flax, which is the one I have. I think that looks pretty true. Hopefully you can see that. And then Duchess, which is a very soft, like a blush color. And then Viola, Maya, and the Rosemary. And these go for $4.99 a ball. All right, and the way that it is applied together, 3 individual strands, and each strand is twisted, and then all 3 of those strands are twisted together to make the one. And it's soft, it's real cushy, and it makes very sturdy household items, a trivet such as this, a basket for all cotton chunky hats, chunky scarves, and slippers. Oh, and another great use would be a bath rug, because it is so thick and soft and squishy, but yet it holds its shape, density, and it's very absorbent, being 100% cotton. I think it would be wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little swatch here for you and show you how it works up. And then in this piece, it's going to be a separate tutorial. I want to show you the stitch, a couple of different ways how you can work it up, and that will be coming up next. Now I'm starting with a 7mm, an L hook for my starting chain, because my chains always wind up tighter and smaller than the rest of my work, so That's what I do for myself. And then I'm going to go down to a case 6.5 millimeter for the body of the work, and I will just do a few double crochets here to show you how nicely this also glides on the hook. It's very smooth. I'm just quite amazed for it being 100% cotton and as thick as it is too. And it has good stitch definition, and it works up very quickly. That's always fun. That's always a good thing. Okay. Let's do a little bit of back loop crocheting just to see how this is going to look if you were to do, say, a ribbed hat or whatever type of piece you wanted. That would be the inside, and then there's the outside. And I think that looks great, really good. So this could be for a variety of things. This would make a nice chunky cowl too. Then I decided to just go ahead and work up real quick a camel stitch so we can take a look at that, and sure enough that has really great stitch definition coming across. That ridge line pops up quite nicely, and even though these are short rows, you can just see how fast that works up, how thick it grows very nicely. Well, I like this yarn. It does have a bit of that textural cottony feel, but not in a coarse way, not to me anyway, and I have sensitive skin. So I'm quite pleased with it, with both of them actually, and I enjoyed working with it. And I hope you enjoyed my little review and that you found it helpful and interesting. And if you would please, I love your comments. I really appreciate them. They help a lot. So if you would give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share and comment, that would be great. Okay, well, take care, and until next time, I will see you again soon.